what,
Mm-hmm.
early 20. But then we have other people that are Eurasian and they murder people and they're still out in the street, or convicted felons with 30 something counts that can run countries that are the most powerful in the world.
Yes.
I'm just saying that that inequity is the reason why when we speak of reparations and reparatory justice, we're always speaking of it, at least now. And I'm saying this from a lens of sitting, researching, observing
Right. Mm-hmm.
all of the different entities that are, the 10-point plan wasn't as adequate as it should have been to a lot of people. Hence, a lot of people didn't really study it. But now there's a lot of movement, a lot of
And
list
more
people.
interest.
There's more interest because people are seeing, because it's attached to the building blocks of any society and civilization. It's attached to the things that you just said, attached to the things you just said in terms of spirituality. How are we looking at what trauma happened to those royals and village those villages in the continent that one morning they were living civilization and oneness, and the next morning
Next morning, it was
everybody was gone.
a world that they didn't know how to cope with,
Right,
the whole new paradigm.
right. So some of that is part of some of the social science slash research, anthropological, psychological research that a lot of persons have been exploring, and they were writing about this from like the late 1800s. It's just that many times it was in languages that those of us on this side, there was no connection. So it's when we start to go back and look at some of these archival records and narratives that we're starting to see people were writing about this in the
Mm-hmm.
1700s, in the 1600s, in the 1800s, but we tend not to look at those particular pieces because we tend to just look at what them say, what the
Yes,
colonizers
exactly.
said. We don't look at
Yes.
what did the common person, what was in those songs that persons were sharing, what was in those griot teachings in regard to how would a father or mother feel when their children or their siblings are stripped from them
That's
and they have
correct.
to say, granted, some people were like, well, people like to twist it to, you sold us, not recognizing nobody
You were bought.
willingly doing that kind. I mean, we have villages, we have ethnic groups that were virtually wiped out because they wouldn't sell and they wouldn't give up their community. So anyway, I didn't want to start
And
that.
I must say, I must say the comment I made is not something, was a response to what you're saying, but I don't truly hold that view that we were bought. What amount of money could you pay to